So, a photograph by Shelley Clausen. Now, this poem reflects the passage of time through an old photograph of the poet's mother. So, we have an old photograph here, and how the time passes, and the poet is recalling her mother's photo. The photograph captures the childhood memory of the poet's mother with her cousin. And in photograph also we come to know that the mother is a child and she is with her cousin. She is a child and with her cousin by the sea. The poet contrasts the past joy of her mother with the present silence of her death. So in that photograph we come to know that she is a child and she is enjoying her past. In the past she is very happy with the cousins, but now presently there is silence after her death, the death of mother. So there is comparison of the mother's behavior or mother's status, that is happy and sad and silent, especially of her death situation. The transient nature of life is highlighted. How a person who is very happy and who is very small child could be no more after one age. So there is this life is very temporary, transient, that we come to know here in this chapter. The poem ends on a melancholy note, so sad note, melancholic note, with the poet accepting a reality of loss in silent grief. That you have to accept the reality, loss in life, and she goes under much grief, especially silence grief. That is recalling nostalgic about the photograph. Now the next point, the Lebanon Top by Ted Hughes. So here we come to know the poem describes a silent Lebanon tree that comes to life when a goldfinch bird visits. So this Lebanon tree is very silent, but it comes to life on the visit of this goldfinch bird. So the symbiotic relationship between nature and animals or birds as such. The bird symbolizes energy and movement. So bird stands for energy, movement, brings vitality to otherwise still tree. Tree is silent or it is very still, but there is much energy and movement. There is much vitality on the arrival of the birds, especially the goldfinch bird. The poem highlights the symbiotic relationship between bird and the tree. There is symbiotic, that is, one helpful to each other. There is parasitic relationship when one exploits the other. For example, a creeper on a tree. The creeper is getting all the food from the tree. That is parasitic relationship. But symbiotic is where there is mutual exchange between the relationships. Here, the tree is getting vitality, and the bird is getting shade in the tree. So there is symbiotic relationship between these two. The themes of life, change, and renewal are depicted as the tree is momentarily filled with activity. So how change happens in life, and because the tree is momentarily, temporarily filled with activity, but after the birds go away, the tree remains silent. The poem ends with the birds flying away, leaving the tree silent and still once again. So life is that it's totally change. Nothing is permanent except change, and the renewal of the tree. Okay, it could be once again the same situation. So that is explained in the poem, The Lebanon Top. That is how the birds bring vitality to the tree, and there is much movement on the arrival of the bird, but later on it once again becomes silent, the bird flying away. The voice of the poem. In this poem, Walt Whitman, he personifies the rain, which introduces itself as eternal and divine. Rain is eternal, that is, if there is no rain or rain stops, then the world also stops. That is, it is what is a correlated. Rain explains life cycle. So the life cycle is maintained due to rain, rising as vapor, forming clouds, and returning to earth. And so you know the thing, what is condensation, rarefication. That is, it forms vapor from the then goes above forms clouds, and once again when condenses fall down to the earth. So the cycle maintained, and water cycle, or you say from earth to sky, sky to earth. Okay. The poem emphasizes the role of rain in purifying and nurturing nature. How the salt water of the sea is purified because of rain and is nurturing nature. It draws a parallel between rain and poetry, both being everlasting and imperfect. Second thing, there is comparison between poem or poetry and rain. Now, both are everlasting and imperfect because poetry remains of the earth, whether we human beings are there or not. Even after passing away, the poetry of the earth remains. Similarly, rain remains. The poem conveys the idea that rain is a giver of life and beauty of the earth. It's a giver of life and beauty. So whatever beautiful things we see on this earth is due to rain, because rain, gives water to the plants, and we have all the flowers, and it's giver of life and beauty. Next poem, Childhood, by Marcus Nathan. The poem expresses the theme of lost childhood and realization of maturity. The poet doesn't realize when he has lost his childhood. He says his question is when exactly childhood ends, he doesn't know. Linking it to growing awareness and rational thinking. The day you think that you have got full awareness, that means your childhood is lost. Or the day you start rational thinking. The poet describes that the world is filled with hypocrisy, and the people do not practice what they preach. So the day that you have become a hypocrite, that means your childhood is lost. So childhood, we don't lose our childhood by age, but we lose childhood if we become a hypocrite, if we become fully aware, or if we start rational thinking. That is what this poem about. Now next poem, Father to Son, by Elizabeth Jennings. Here the poem depicts a strained relationship between father and his son. So how the relationship strained because of communication gap. The father feels disconnected from his son despite years of living together. So though they are living together, there is disconnection. There is not much connection there between father and son. The son too struggles with expressing himself and feels alienated, that is separated. So he thinks, the son also thinks that he is away from his father and he's not able to express himself. He is struggling to express himself. He's not able to communicate what he wants to say with his father. And the father is also feeling disconnected with him, though they are living together from since many years. The poem reflects on generational gaps, lack of communication, and emotional distance. So this is what's happening in day-to-day life in this present era. That there is a much generation gap. There's lack of communication between two generations, or the father and the son, and the emotional distance that is increasing day by day. In the end, both express a desire for reconciliation, but uncertainty remains. So both want to reconcile, find a way out how to bridge this gap, but still they are not certain whether this will happen or not. So there is a strained relationship between father and son. That is what this poem is about.